Hi everyone, I hope this finds you well and great. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mawanda, aka the one and only Ed Rugged Eyes. So I have decided to embark on a journey to start sort of a mini campaign or a mini conversation starter. I'm not sure what to call it at this point, called What About the Men? I repeat, it is called What About the Men with a big question mark. I'll tell you why. I'm just going to speak off the top of my heart, and I'm just going to express my thoughts that I've been having, for quite some time, just from my own experiences, from what I see happening in our country, from the cries that I hear from women, but even more so, just looking at the generation of males that is currently being brought up in our country. Isn't it weird how it has become so normal for us to hear that more than 60% of South African children have absent fathers? Isn't it weird how it has become so normal for us to know that there are more than 40% of single mothers in South Africa? Isn't it normal how abuse used to be a taboo subject, but now, because it happens so many times, it is a norm to know that 1 in 5 women are currently being abused? And I personally have a problem with that. Now, I asked myself this question: what about the males? At this very moment, I feel like feminism and all the organizations that we have that speak about women empowerment are one of the most important things we've ever had in our country. Just to know that there's so much of budget, almost every single department has been involved in this. In the past couple of years, we've seen the most disgusting things that just happen to young women and children in our country. And sometimes me as a male, I've just become ashamed to understand that males are mostly responsible for these things that happen in our country. And without even taking anything away from that, I am so glad, because I have a lot of sisters that they're growing up in a society where they've been taught how to have their own voice. They're growing up in a society where there are programs in schools, there's stuff in magazines, there's adverts on TV, there's conversations that people are having on social media about women empowerment. Business is being promoted like never before, for women to just be empowered so that, they could have their own businesses. I mean, I don't know how many women empowerment events I see of women in business, women in power, aspiring sort of professionals, just women meeting up together to give themselves direction, to empower each other and to talk, which is one of the most beautiful and one of the most important things I have seen thus far in our country. Without taking anything, please don't get me wrong, without taking anything away, in fact, more money, more attention needs to be pumped into that direction. But as a male, to some extent, I can't help think that we are just dealing with the fruit and not the root of all of these problems. The fruit is that these women are being abused by us, meaning that we are the roots of this. The roots are that we are absent fathers. Our daughters don't know what they should look for in a male. Neither do the males know how they should treat a woman. There's no role models for males. There's no examples set before them. There's no pathway that they could follow. There's no footsteps that they could look at to say, I am aspiring to be like my father. I've seen the type of man he is, and that's the man I want to be. So the reason why I started this campaign, What About the Men, is because I feel it's not the woman's responsibility to have this conversation, but it's us as men. You know, we talk about so many things, you know, we'd rather talk about business, we'd rather talk about how to make my first million, we'd rather talk about investing, you know, we'd rather talk about how to do this and how to do that. But why don't we have attention to the males? I feel this is so important because if we could create a different generation of males, that means we're dealing directly with the root. What I mean by this is that I currently have sisters. And I do understand that my sisters have a desire to get married one day. Now, right now, they are being empowered almost in every single sector. There's conversations about them being empowered. They are listening, they are personally developing themselves. But one day when she marries, she has to marry a guy who's probably had no role model, no examples, and us as men don't have these conversations. Everything rises and falls with leadership, and in most cases the male is the leader of the home. Now, she walks into that empowered with vision, knowing who she is. Walking into a situation where he seems like he has it all together because we're very good at hiding ourselves, only to find that when she's in it, he's not who he says he is. Because we do not have these empowering conversations to empower us as men. Now, the reason why I call this the roots issue is because all these problems that we are dealing with are mostly caused by us. And I strongly feel that us as males actually deserve the attention now more than ever, so that we can create a different pathway and a different cycle for our generation and a generation to come. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, the woman empowerment has to continue. But what's the use of getting all these empowered women if there are no stronger men that are able to receive who they are, able to receive their vision correctly, and able to look after them in the best way possible? So to all the males watching this, to all the organizations watching this, to all the companies watching this, I challenge you. I will play my part in whatever way I can. But my question remains, what about the men? Now, I really hope this sparks a thought in you, even for the females. I really hope that this video sparks some conversation, and I really hope that us as males can come together and stop hiding behind the emotions because we don't know how to deal with them. Stop hiding behind the suppressed feelings, trying to act all macho, but we know that we're hurting inside. Stop hiding behind abusing others, whether it's physical, emotionally, or verbal. Stop hiding behind all the facades that we've created, that just because we're successful in business, we feel we have it all together, but we can't even give attention to the woman we love. Surely something has to change. Surely something has to change. South Africa, my question to you is, what about the men? Hey guys, I just want to say thank you very much for being a part of my journey and actually watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and just post a comment of your thoughts about what you think about this. Please also subscribe to my channel. I got so much of more content that I'd really love to have you be a part of, and just for you to engage and be a part of the journey. Mawanda, aka the one and only Rugged Eyes. Thank you so much guys. Looking forward to see you on the next video.